Tim, I've seen some new dairy products on the shelf that say A2 on the carton. What's that all about?
Jenny, I think we need to head into the kitchen, talk a little science on Extension Today.
Extension Today is sponsored by the Ohio State University College of Food, Agricultural, and Environmental Sciences.
We're here in the demonstration kitchen at Waterman Farm with Dr. Bob Horton, Extension Specialist in Science Literacy. Dr. Bob, what in the world do you have in store for us today?
Well, we've got several good things to talk about. One is people having a better relationship with dairy proteins, trying to understand that and make it a part of their diet.
All right, show us what you have in store.
As we begin our discussion about dairy proteins, I want to point out that inside milk, you will find these proteins, and they're very flexible. These are what we would term as a scientist uncoagulated. It means that they're unstiffened. The goal is to try to take these unstiffened proteins and make them more digestible. Let me give you an example of when we introduce uncoagulated proteins to, let's say, a baby. For that serving of milk inside the baby, we may well have overwhelmed the digestive system of this baby. And we all know what happens when your digestive system gets overwhelmed. One end, out the other. So our goal is to be able to inform our friends today how we can get around that and make those proteins stay where they need to so that we can get the best benefit from them. In the stores today, there's a milk product that is available. It's called A2 milk. A1 proteins lacked an amino acid, and because that amino acid was lacking, we noticed more and more reports of stomach discomfort. With A2 protein, this is a known protein. It's now being bred back into our dairy herds, and it has three claims. The first claim is that it's going to make the protein more digestible. So as you stiffen that dairy protein, it becomes more digestible, not only because we've coagulated it right, but it's got that extra amino acid that adds that extra twist on the digestion side. Secondly, it gives foods perhaps more flavor. The third one really has to do more with providing lift. So as you bake, the worst thing you want to get is flat cookies or flat muffins. So you'll be the star of the show as you begin to introduce A2 proteins into your diet. With that, let's talk a little bit about the ways that we coagulate protein. So the first way to coagulate proteins and make them more digestible would be using heat. The next way to do it, and we enjoy this all the time, is yogurt. Yogurt is a product that uses bacteria action. The last one is enzymes. They are like the major workforce in stiffening proteins. We're going to put this A2 milk protein to work, and I've got a recipe that I've put together. It's called the world's best chocolate minute cake, and it's designed specifically with A2 proteins in mind. We have some all-purpose flour,
Okay.
and you have 2 tablespoons that you're going to put into that cup. Perfect. 2 tablespoons of sugar if you would add that to the cup.
Okay.
Here's the part that I like is really the dark cocoa. Why don't we add that
Oh,
dark
right.
cocoa to the mix? That's 1 tablespoon. A little bit of baking powder. Then the last thing is a little dash of salt. I've saved you a little bit of time. I'm pouring out all the liquids. I've got them in that 1 cup. We have a tablespoon of cooking oil. We have 2.5 tablespoons of our A2 milk. And then we top that off with 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And you will be our taste tester.
I can handle it. Thanks, Dr. Bob.
Very good. Go ahead, dial that up to 1 minute. This is a 1-minute cake. So let's pop that open.
It smells
I'd love
delicious.
to get it really does. I'd love to get a shot of the top of that, because what they will see is what I've been talking about, is what the value of the protein adds. We see how that's rise. We get that immediate wonderful rise just popping up there.
Yeah, it looks like a cake.
And you get that, it does.
And it smells great.
It really does. Through the magic of television, we've waited 2 minutes after removing it from the microwave, and now it's ready for our guests to try.
Thank you, Dr. Bob. It looks and smells great. That's dynamite. That is outstanding.
Reminds you of what you bake at home, right?
Well, reminds me of what Jenny bakes.
That's great.
Dr. Bob, thank you so much for joining me and Jenny today. For more information on Science in the Kitchen, head to go.osu.edu/Extension Today.
Extension Today is sponsored by the Ohio State University College of Food, Agricultural, and Environmental Sciences.